We know that the community is resilient and the community will rebound. We are committed to working together, not just to support the families and support the community, but to once again use this reminder of the epidemic of gun violence in America. While there's still a lot that we are learning about these particular cases, we won't jump to all the conclusions. We'll let the investigations and legal processes run their course. We do take it as a reminder of the urgency with which we need to strengthen our gun safety laws across the country. Many of my colleagues have pointed out, doesn't California have some of the strictest laws and protections of any state in the nation? And that is true. And they have worked, and it is helpful. But when there's a patchwork of laws and protections to various degrees across states, then clearly there are vulnerabilities that can impact any community in the country. And so for the individuals in the community here in Monterey Park, throughout the region and throughout the country that are living in slightly more fear today because of what's been witnessed, this is a reminder that more needs to be done. Two final things. One, not another minute should go by without once again expressing our condolences and our prayers to the families of the victims and of the survivors and the community at large. They should take heart in seeing their community leadership respond so quickly and work so well together. And last but not least, to call attention to some good news. Earlier this year, last year, Congress actually came together on a bipartisan basis. Representative Chu on the House side, myself on the Senate side, when we passed the Safer Communities Act, which does bring additional resources for mental health, does bring additional resources for crisis response for incidents like this. So it's part of our recognition that communities will need that support, not just in the immediate aftermath of a tragedy, but for the long term. But more needs to be done, whether it's on reducing the types of weapons that are found in communities across the country, access to those weapons, even when it's lawful. We cannot let mass shootings be the norm, not here in Monterey Park, not in California, not anywhere in the United States of America. And with that, let me introduce my friend and colleague, Los Angeles County Supervisor Hilda Solis.
Thank you for coming here this afternoon. I want to thank the City of Monterey Park and expressly give my thanks to all the public safety personnel, all our LA County Mental Health, OEM, Office of Emergency Management, including the Governor's Office, as well as our friends in the federal government, FBI, and everyone that's been helping us go through this in the last couple of days. But I also want to be reminded that there are some special things to be thankful for. The community has come together. Many people are coming forward to provide initial support to many of our AAPI residents, many who are right now in solace and witnessing things that are unheard of. We know we have a lot of healing to do. The LA County will be here. Our mental health services are here on the ground, Office of Emergency Management, as well as our Red Cross, as well as our other secondary agencies. And again, I want to thank the City of Monterey Park. This senior center here stands as a symbol of welcoming for all immigrants. That's how I came to learn this community, welcoming everyone. And it continues to be resilient. It continually will be doing that as we begin to heal, and we have much more to do. We also have some heroes. The young man that now many of us know helped to stop further shootings from occurring in Alhambra. That young man is a hero in the San Gabriel Valley, representing Alhambra. Those are things that we should also reflect on. In spite of someone's senseless motivations to try to kill people or shoot people, this individual did what many would probably never be able to do or imagine. but he saved so many more lives. So let's also think about that as we go through this process. Let us also, through the next few days, remember the families that have lost loved ones, as well as those that are recovering right now. And I thank all our emergency medical staff, our teams, our hospitals, everyone that has played a big role in this whole activity that has been occurring right before our very own eyes. So thank you. With that, I'll bring it back to. Do you
want to do it in Spanish?
Anybody in our group here? I know this is kind of impromptu, so.
Maybe he could say some words in Spanish.
Okay, and then I'm going to have Matt talk about the center itself.
Okay.
There you go.
But just briefly in Spanish, and then we'll hear more from the experts here on the center behind us. Brevemente en español, estamos aquí unidos con la comunidad de... Estamos aquí, todos los líderes de la región, unidos, apoyando la comunidad de Monterey Park. Debido a la tragedia de este fin de semana, ofrecemos nuestros pensamientos, nuestras oraciones a las familias impactadas, a la comunidad en total, no solo aquí en Monterey Park, pero en comunidades similares en todas áreas del país, porque merecemos mejor que vivir en temor de violencia, de armas. Hay mucho que no sabemos todavía sobre los incidentes, las investigaciones siguen, pero lo que podemos contar es que nuestro apoyo no solo es de hoy, pero es de largo plano para ayudar a las familias y la comunidad de Monterey Park a sobrevivir, recuperar y de nuevo ser una comunidad tan fuerte como la conocemos. Muchísimas gracias.
All right. Good afternoon. My name's Jose Sanchez, and I'm the mayor pro tem. Actually, I'll be mayor in less than 2 days. I'm also a teacher here in this community, and so I know that this hits hard for a lot of our students. I know tomorrow I'll be going into the classroom, and that's going to be the first talk when I go in. How are we going to have this dialogue with our students? I know that many of our students are going to be coming from many different angles and places, but we just toured the Langley Center, and I was very proud of the work that they're doing in here to provide services for our community. Very proud of that. Tomorrow we're having a vigil here in front of the City Hall at 5:30, and I invite you guys to come out. I know that a lot of our community is coming together to, bridge and it's a lot. It's very emotional for me as well because I live here. I have 3 daughters, and I know a lot of us were at the festival, at the Lunar New Year festival, right just before this happened. But I'm so hopeful of how the community has come together. I'm very hopeful of how we're going to recover, and I know we will recover, and we'll come out stronger. Thank you.
And first of all, from the fire department of the city. I just turned it off. Can you hear me now? Okay, my name is Matt Halleck. I'm here in the city of Monterey Park. First and foremost, I just want to express my sincere condolences and prayers to the families of those affected, those impacted. This will be a lasting recovery, but as indicated by Supervisor Solis, the center behind me is a senior center here in the city of Monterey Park, but immediately following the aftermath of the incident, it was quickly realized that we needed to set up a resource center for those that were impacted by this tragic event. And so we started the ball rolling on how are we going to set this up, how are we going to stand this up, and get those resources available immediately following this incident. So we partnered with several different agencies to make that happen here in the city of Monterey Park. And I just want to identify those partners because without those partners, this resource center would not be as functioning as it is right now and providing those critical resources, whether it be physical help, mental help, consolation, any type of resources that are needed to deal with the aftermath of such a tragic event. Some of those partners that we are relying on, not only just here in the city, is Los Angeles County Office of Emergency Management, the LA County Department of Mental Health, Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office Multi-Casualty Incident Support Team, the Los Angeles City Crisis Response Team, the American Red Cross, the FBI Victims Specialist Team, the Tucci Foundation, along with the Chinese consulate. They're all on site. They're all here. What we're doing is, as victims come in, as people that come in related to the incident or not, or seeking any type of support, we capture them at the beginning at the front of the entrance to this facility. We identify what their needs are, and then we take them to the appropriate room, whether it be victim identification, whether it be notification of next of kin, whether it be mental support for somebody who witnessed this tragic event. We identify where they need to go and to the appropriate resource for them. To this point, we've had a total of 6 families have come through the facility to seek that support, and we'll continue to maintain this facility for as long as needed to provide the community the much needed support they're going to need to get through this difficult time. Some logistics on this center. We're going to have it open from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Every day of the week until we feel that the community no longer needs that support. For those that are watching at home and don't know the location, the address for this facility is 400 West Emerson. The phone numbers you can contact for additional information are 211 from your cell phone or landline, as well as area code 626-307-1388. I'm going to stay here along with Chief Weiss. We'll be happy to answer any questions regarding our response, both from police and fire, for this incident. We're not going to talk about the investigation as it's ongoing, but we're certainly happy to discuss our response during the incident, after the incident, and what we anticipate in the days moving forward.
Do you guys have any update on the condition of the other victims, how everybody's doing?
We're in contact as much as we can, but given the nature of the incident, information is limited, and so we're doing our best to get updates on the condition of those that were transported to our local area hospitals. I don't have that information current as of now. Yeah, absolutely. The LA County District Attorney's Office support team is the resource to provide the community with any type of financial assistance for those that were impacted, indicating things you indicated, such as costs associated with recovery. Those will all come from the LA County District Attorney's Office. Correct. Correct.
Chief, you talked about yesterday young officers that made the initial entry into the venue. Have you done a further debrief with them? Have you learned anything more? And you expressed concern over their own emotional state, considering that a few have been on the job for a few months before they had this encounter.
Right. A great question. Officer wellness at this point is my #1 concern. So I had 6 to 8 officers on duty last night, and when they returned to duty, we kind of wrapped our arms around them in briefing. We brought in professionals from the counseling team and ultimately sent them home. They weren't emotionally ready to come back to what they left, and we will continue to provide them with support. I want them to have long careers. I want them to be whole, and the only way to do that is to talk about what they saw, the trauma they saw, and let them know that there are other people that are in their shoes and that they can recover from this. And that's what I'm doing. That's one of my biggest concerns right now, and I'm doing it with every single person that was on duty, whether they're in dispatch, whether they were out in the field. That's who I'm concentrating on right now. No, the timeline is still, I haven't reviewed any body-worn camera or anything like that. That's all part of the evidentiary process. I'm not at that point. At some point, I will conduct a debriefing with everybody present because we learn from those things. And I haven't gotten there yet. I've talked to them individually about what they saw and how they handled it, but that's about it.
Has your department ever had an interaction with this individual who was responsible?
Not that I'm aware of. No.
I know the purpose of this is to talk more about the support for the victims, but in case we don't get an opportunity to talk to them later, I mean, the question of motive is what everybody is asking. What more can you tell us?
that's part of the criminal investigation. And quite honestly, I believe they're still looking into that. And I would refer that to the 2:30 conference today with the sheriff. I'll be there, but Sheriff Luna is going to talk about what they may have discovered within the last 12 or 14 hours. I don't know. Honestly, I do not know. Well, I think we all want to find out why. We all want answers to questions that we may never have answers to. That's kind of the enigma of this. I know that my individual officers would like to know why. I know the families want to know why. The why is a big part of this. The problem is we may never know the why, and we have to work past that. Yeah, they leave behind a note. I don't know if he did that or not. And quite honestly, I haven't been briefed yet about what they found during the executed search warrants. At some point, we'll probably have a fragmented why, but I don't know if we'll ever have the full story. Yes. The investigation, I mean, everybody's learned over the years that just because the suspect dies doesn't mean the investigation stops. We will conduct it as if it's a regular criminal investigation. That's the way these things work. We're all about transparency. The public wants answers. You want answers. I want answers. And that will only come from an investigation. Everybody involved. Yes, sir. At the Hall of Justice, Sheriff Luna is going to do a 2:30 press conference. Downtown. Yeah, not here. I'm going to go over there. I know. I wish. Most of the people you saw yesterday, so I believe federal partners, it's focused on the investigation and what they've determined, what they've learned from the search warrants and the other stuff they're at now. But he wants to do it downtown, so it's easier to move me there than it is to move that here, I guess. So, last question, please. There was. We investigated that, and we're looking into that. There hasn't been any. It's always a concern of ours. We're prepared if anything were to happen, and we take each of those threats on a local level very seriously. My investigators are professionals, and they take it very seriously. So we haven't had any, but it's always in the back of our mind. We're always prepared for that. All right. 11. There are 11 people have died because of this incident so far. So, not counting the suspect. I'm not counting him. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great afternoon. Thank you for coming out.
Excuse me, Rombo, City Manager for Monterey Park. Is there anyone here that is from any other newspaper that needs translation, whether it's Chinese or Taiwanese or any?